All right, all right, all right.
Hey, how
Hey,
y'all doing?
what's going on? What's going on?
We are
Welcome.
live and uncensored.
Welcome to another session of What's Working Now Mastermind with Willie and Daria. And today we're going to talk about content marketing, blogging.
Blog style.
Yes,
If you don't
yes,
have a
yes.
blog, you need to get one. If you don't know where to get one, hang on. We will show you exactly where, but first we want to give you the goods and let you understand exactly what you need to do with your blog.
Right. And I didn't realize how important it was to have a blog until my YouTube channel shut down.
Mm,
That's when I said, oh, okay, I get it now. Because when you have your own blog, you have total control. So it doesn't matter what content you put on there because there's no one there to say, to monitor your content to say, hey, this is inappropriate. This is I don't want this on my channel because it's yours.
But most importantly, you actually protect yourself from haters. And I don't like using that term,
Mm-hmm.
but unfortunately, it's the best way to describe people who really have absolutely nothing to do. And then when they happen to bump into your content, because they're going through whatever it is they're going through, and they kind of develop this hatred for you, and they don't even know you, or they envy you, or you're doing
Mm-hmm.
something that they wish they could be doing, and say, you know what, since I'm not going to join in, let me do something even better. In their small minds, they go and they solicit others to kind of gang up on your content and say, listen, mark this one as inappropriate. And because YouTube does not have what I want to call a sanctioned governing body, they just kind of feed into whatever it is that they get these kind of things from, because they're so busy dealing with, millions of content coming from all over the world. It's
Right.
much easier just take off stuff if there's reason for it, regardless of where it comes. They don't police it like that. So guess what? Do your own policing. Get a piece of real estate on the internet that you can police, that you're responsible for the content. And as long as you are operating out of integrity, I am most certain that the content that you will share will be of value to those who actually take the time to look at it. Because
Right.
there are people out there who are looking for answers that, believe it or not, only you can provide. Even though the market in which we're operating is broad, but remember, people buy from who they know, like, and trust. And as human beings, we tend to identify with others. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a group of people out there who think like you, who have similar experiences, and therefore have similar challenges that you have overcome. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why it's important that you be able to communicate your challenges and be transparent, because you just never know who you might save. You never know. And yeah, you might not just save their business, but you might save their
Their
lives, their
lives. Right.
marriages, their relationships. No matter what's, you don't know what's on the table for them. So
Yeah.
you gotta do the thing, and just do it. And what we're gonna share with you in a few is some dynamite stuff that we've learned from Mr. Ray Higdon through his 3-minute expert module
Course.
course, that
Mm-hmm.
I highly
Highly.
recommend
Oh
that
my
you get,
God.
especially if you are blogging or seriously considering doing the blogging.
Yes, yes, really. And your blog, just to keep it simple, is your storefront. That's where you send your prospects for your product, for your service, for your value. When you're online and you're talking to your prospects, they may have a few questions, and you can say, hey, I did a blog post on that very topic, go to www dot, you know, and they would have access to the exact content or the exact thing that they're looking for. So it puts you in the place, it puts you in the driver's seat. It also helps you to build your brand, and it is the word I'm looking for. And it also gives you authority in your niche.
And
So that's a good look.
I can attest that there's no one that I know of right now in this market in terms of blogging who has effectively used blogging to make, I mean, millions of dollars, and that's Mr. Ray Higdon himself.
Yes.
He's a friend. We've been to his home personally, and you can ask him just about anything. And well, back in that time, he would refer you back to his blog. But now he's got the blog, he's got podcasts, he's got
his coaching,
he's got his personal coaching, and he had YouTube, but YouTube shut him down because of those various things that I explained to you earlier. Somebody just got tired of the goodness that he was sharing, and they decided to just, you know, do what they do, and then he was shut down. But you know what, Ray is that one of those guys that is unrelenting. He never looked back, and he just continued to build on his brand. And hey,
give value.
He's here what he's here. Now, here's another thing I want to talk to you about with regards to Facebook. Now, Facebook is social media, and a lot of you who are out there who are especially getting into this MLM industry or your own affiliate marketing type thing, you know, Facebook, and unfortunately you're going on the whims of what you were told and the presumption of how things work. So what you're doing is you're spamming your links, you're putting your links in everything that moves. And what's going to eventually happen is Facebook's algorithms, which is the computer monitors that they use to track things for content and making sure that everything jives with their model. Again, that's their thing. It's not yours, so you don't control it. I don't care how much money you're pumping in ads. You don't control it. So what's going to eventually happen is they're going to start putting you in Facebook jail. And one of the best ways to alleviate that is to have a blog. Now, back to Facebook. How can you connect Facebook with your blog? Very simple. The content that you put on Facebook should lead right back to your blog. And in particular, the particular blog posts that you actually wrote. Okay, so don't just send them on your blog so that they can get there and then there's kind of searching. Be direct. Give them something that they can enjoy on your blog. And after that, you'll have them hang around and then they'll look for other things. So you definitely want to blog daily.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
You want to, there's a lot of content. Yeah, there's a lot of content out there. You know, set it in your schedule and to do it. I don't know if you're a morning person, blog then. If you got time on your lunch hour, blog then. If you're a night person, blog then. If you're up in the wee hours of the morning, that's when you blog. Let yourself dictate your own needs as it relates to that and make it happen. Make it happen. Make it happen.
And the cool thing about WordPress, we use WordPress, they have a scheduler. So if you want to do your blogs for the week in 1 or 2 days, you can do that. And then you just schedule them out because, you know, who knows, maybe the way your week schedule is, you don't have time to blog. So you pick a day that works for you, get your content out, and then you just schedule it out for the week. So that's a pretty
speaking
cool
of scheduler, one of the most powerful things about a blog that you do not have available in YouTube, you don't have available in Facebook, you don't have available in Google Plus, is the fact that you can repurpose your blogs.
Yeah.
So guess
your
what?
Content on there. Yeah.
You can put out a blog today, and then 6 months down the road, if you feel that is something that you want to tweak or you want to, you know, reshare again, all you have to do is go into your edit file and change the date, maybe change the title if you want, maybe add something and maybe take something out, change the images, and you can send it out again. You can't do that on social media. You can't do it on any other place but on your blog. So without further ado, let me just run down some things or places, I should say, that you can actually put your blog so that you can get more traffic.
Yeah.
So let's start from the top. The first and foremost is if you're doing blogs, you want to actually add a video to complement your blog. So you can actually create your video, put it on YouTube, and then take your link or the link for the video and add it into your blog. So you have written content and you have video content. That's a double whammy for people who are looking at your stuff for the first time. If you have a list, email your list. Send them the link to your particular blog post.
Right.
You have, of course, Facebook, and we already talked about how you can marry your Facebook account with your blogging.
And before you move on, and in regards to Facebook, there are a variety of groups that you can post in. So you just make sure that whatever post that you have that is congruent with the group. That way you'll get more comments, you'll get more likes, because it just makes sense for that particular group. So remember, when you're posting in groups, there are specific rules for the group. So make sure you are within the rules for that particular group so that you won't get kicked out or get a nasty comment or anything like that. So just make sure you understand the purpose of the groups that you are posting in.
Yeah, and what do we mean by the word congruent? That means that if you're talking about apples, then when you share information, it should be about apples. Don't talk about apples and then go into oranges. That is not congruent.
Right.
Also, you can share your blog on Pinterest, Twitter, LinkedIn. Guess what? LinkedIn also have professional groups that you can be a part of. If you're not already a part of a group, then you can just simply go into the settings and go into interests, and a whole bunch of groups will pop on. But be mindful. Don't try and join every group at one shot. Do about 4 or 5 of them. Yeah, I definitely. Do about 4 or 5 of them, and then come back and do another 4 or 5 again. The same thing with Google Plus. There are groups there as well that you can actually post your blog information on.
Well, they consider those communities.
Yes.
On Google Plus. And again,
nevertheless, they are groups, but just different lingo. And that's the other key thing. For each social media platform that you use, they got different lingo. I mean, Pinterest is all about repinning. Facebook is about sharing. Instagram is about hashtags and posting. And you have Tumblr, commenting. Twitter, you want to retweet, So, and again, whenever you produce a blog, always ask your viewers to make comments, because if you have comments, that's critical to letting you know that people are reading your content and people are enjoying your content. So that should spur you on to do more great things. What else do we have down here?
You mentioned Instagram, right?
Yes, I did mention Instagram. Then there's also Dig and Delicious. By the way, if you are an MLSP member, whether you are at the mastery or gold level, you get Sites, which is your own blog. And Jim and the crew have done a phenomenal job of creating a professional blog that will allow you not only to post, but will also prevent haters from hacking into your system and creating crazy backlinks that have no relevance to what you're doing, and so on and so forth. But there's also these 8 social media platforms are right there. So after you create your blog and you post it, you can start sharing them right from your page instantly.
Right.
And that's an asset. Okay, that's all about efficiency and being able to rapidly communicate your content to those who are waiting for it and those who are yet to see it and discover.
Absolutely. One thing, one of the biggest mistakes that we were making when we first started, we would create our blog and make sure that it was optimized and everything. And then we really didn't share it much. And then we were wondering, well, how come the traffic is not coming to our blog? Why are we getting one comment Or why is it only one person is liking it? Or why is it only 1 or 2 shares? But we realize that we have the social media tabs on the side, the plugin installed. The first person that needs to share your content is you.
Absolutely.
So we weren't doing that. And then it looks a whole lot better when someone comes to visit your content and realize at least one person shared it. You know, at least one person was there. So you be that first person to share your own content to all the social media sites that you have available on your site to share.
Yeah, and there's 8 of them. 8. So that's 8 places that you didn't consider to,
Right.
you know.
Well,
that
we
you
have
can
8
share
on
your
ours.
content.
You can have as many as
As
you
you
want.
want.
You can have as little or as much as you would like, you know, on your site. But the main thing is you want to share. We do highly recommend Social Monkey. It is a backlinking software. It will send it out to about 100 directories. So that's a good source.
Another source.
Yeah, another source to get your content out there, get more traffic to you.
And there are others. There are
Mhm.
others out
Mhm.
there. There's a plethora of things out there, but we want to start you off with the basics so that you don't become overwhelmed in the process. Because the
Right.
idea is for you to get started, for you to jump in feet first, not just dipping your toes and wondering if you should, could, or would, but to actually jump in and be excited and be enthusiastic and be diligent about your efforts to actually create a blog that is awesome, that will be providing value, because that's what people are looking for.
Yes, they are. And you know what will also make your blog post pop is your images. You want to make images that are congruent with your content.
There's that word again.
Yeah, that it just makes sense that it goes with it. It's colorful, and it also has your information on there, so that if a person is interested just by seeing your image, they will know where to go to learn more about your content. So your images are very important, extremely important. Also, on your blog, you want to have some place for a visitor to opt in. So you want to have an offer. That's another way to get leads, another way to get traffic. Once they're there, they see an offer, a free training.
Preferably a free offer, because
that's something free.
That is something that is very attractive.
Mm-hmm.
It's universal. If you notice, with every business out there, whether it be car dealerships, clothing, well, I wouldn't say clothing, but the department stores do lure you in with some type of sale. So you get virtually it is free, because what it is, you're getting a free opportunity to get a discount, whether it be 50% off, 30% off on an item that you've been eyeing all year, and now is the time to. So the free stuff does bring people in, and what you do as a seasoned marketer is that you incrementally scale what you're offering. So you go from free to a $7 product, to a $27 product, $37, $49, and up and up and up. That's what the gurus are doing out there. Right. And it makes business sense. It creates a culture. It creates a following. You have a repeat customer. Mm-hmm. And basically, you don't need to have 2,000 people buying your stuff. That would be great, but you can also make big money by just having 10 who consistently actually buy your product. So it varies on where you're level at, but you definitely want to be able to start very, very, very small and modest and work your way up.
So there are a few things that you need if you're going to start blogging online. If you plan on being online for the long haul, so of course you need a blog. You need an autoresponder. That is so important, because
what is an autoresponder? Somebody here doesn't know what that means.
True. So the autoresponder is your email service. That's how you are going to stay in front of your prospect. So your prospect will come onto your site. They will see your offer. They will give you their name in exchange for the offer, and then they will be on your email list. And as you're creating value every day through video, through your blog post, you will be sending that information not only out on social media, but also to your list. So if you have 1, 2, 5, 1,000, 2,000, email your list.
Yeah, daily. That's important.
That's
daily.
recommended to do
Yeah,
it daily.
daily.
That's what Ray does. That's what he teaches.
Everybody,
You know,
all of the
gurus are
professionals,
doing, a lot of
daily.
them are doing, and it's effective. And it also shows that you are an authority on your topic.
And that means you're relevant because people will depend on you to actually provide them with the info to keep them up to date. So yeah, you become a lifeline out there. So it's incumbent upon you to be consistent.
Yes. Another thing you would also need, and that will come a little later, is you need a funnel system. You need lead capture pages. I remember when I started, I didn't understand what a lead capture page was, but we see lead capture pages all the time.
Absolutely.
Especially when we go online and we buy things. You go onto a website, they offer you a product or a service or invite you somewhere, and on the side, there's someplace there's a form where they ask you for your name, your email, and your phone number. That's a lead capture page. They are capturing your contact information so that they can contact you later on when they have another event or a product launch or a product to sell. So why not? We do the same thing.
So that's the playing field of online marketing today. Without those lead capture pages, how else would you know who's interested in what you're doing? It doesn't make sense for you to spend all this money having a blog and you're maintaining it and you're putting all this nice stuff for people to order, and you have no idea who's visiting, you have no idea if they have any interest, and you have no way of tracking anything. So that's really, really, really critical to your business survival, to actually know, to be able to gauge how many people are visiting your sites, how well your ads are being effective. If you're doing an ad on Facebook and you're reaching out to 5,000 people and you notice within a week or two or a day or two you're not getting a response because nobody is actually filling out any information, then you can tweak it. But just imagine if you're doing that and you don't have a lead capture page. You'll have no clue
of who's
people
on your
could
site.
Be coming on your site and like, wow, okay, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And they leave, and you never know that they visited.
You never know they were there.
So it's incumbent upon you to have that in your arsenal.
Right.
That's all part of it.
Right. Also, what you also need is a customer relationship management system, and that helps you to stay in front of your customers. It helps you with your follow-up process. It also gives you room to document information about your prospect. Because you're not going to remember everybody that you speak to. So when you're speaking to them, you'll have someplace to jot down information about them so that you can see how you can best help them.
Hey, and if you don't think that's important,
it's very important.
Remember the last time somebody spoke to you about something that you had no interest in, but they were so convinced that what they were offering you was something you needed. A CRM will help you avoid that completely.
Right.
Because it allows you to build a profile on your particular lead, whether that person lives in your neighborhood, whether that person needs X, Y, or Z, or whether that person reached out to you and they were a tire kicker. You may come up with something that you can get them going much later, as opposed to wind up calling them again and going through the same routine. So it's very, very fundamental, and again, another necessary tool in your arsenal. And all of which is available to you if you are an MLSP member, by the way.
You know what's cool about the CRM? Let's say you haven't spoken to a prospect maybe within a month or so, and then you call them up and you're able to recall some basic elements of their conversation, something that was important to them, whether they had children, or where they lived, or where they worked, or the product they were promoting. And the fact that you remembered, but although you didn't remember, you just jot down in your notes, they don't know that. They will be impressed with that. Like, wow, they took the time to remember who I was or who I am.
And always
So
remember,
that's pretty cool.
people can care very little about what you know, but they do care when you show them that you do care.
Yeah.
That touches
Absolutely.
people in
Yeah,
a
it
way
does.
that it's personal. You have
Mhm.
that, as Tony Robbins would say, you have that high tech and high touch.
Right.
You can't put one over the other. They have to be in unison.
Mhm.
Technology is great, but it sucks if that's all you're pushing and you're showing people that you have no bedside manner, you have no relatedness, you're not personable, you don't really care about what they're going through or what their needs are. You just want to shove down what you're offering down their throat. Nobody wants that. You don't want it.
Right.
So keep that in
So you
mind.
got to keep that in mind. And when you get back to your leads, especially those that leave a number, it's amazing how they react to you. I remember one time I called this lead back. He was like, "Oh my God, it's you, Daria. Do you know I've been following you for over a year? I love your content." I was blown away. I felt like a celebrity. It was phenomenal.
Yeah,
So so if a lead leaves their number, they want to be called.
and again, try and reach out to them as soon as possible, within 24 to 48 hours, 24 hours preferably. But again, back to the blogging thing.
Mhm.
I think a lot of people underestimate the power of the blog because not many people are really talking success with using blogs. You hear a lot of success stories with video, which is by far a very successful thing. You hear people talking about webinars. People have made a lot of money on that, and you got people who make a lot of money using Facebook,
Especially the ads.
the ads and stuff like that. But make no mistake about it, all of those things are fantastic. But if you want to put a what do you call it, a ribbon on the top, a bow on the top of it,
Yeah.
do it with having a blog, because again, Facebook changes weekly. Next thing you know, you're good to go with such and such, and
It's no
the
longer
following it's no
available.
longer available.
Yeah.
They change something, and your backdrop and your back pocket arsenal, your insurance,
Is your
your
blog.
reserve is going to be your blog.
Now, I just want to make one thing clear about blogging. It's not something that is going to bring you a boatload of cash overnight.
None of these mediums do.
It takes time. So if you've blogged before and you only did it for 10 days and you're expecting a boatload of leads and all this cash thrown at you, not happening.
It's not going to happen.
Not happening.
It's not going to happen.
You have to be in it for the long haul. You have to make a decision and say, hey, I'm going to blog. And I'm going to blog until. That's what Ray did. He didn't start out having all this traffic and all this mention about his blog and becoming a blog master. It came over time.
And here's the other thing. Somebody somewhere is just wondering while you're watching this video, well, I always hear that it takes time. Why can't you tell me how much time? Well, the reason why we can't tell you how much time is because everybody has their own experience. It really largely depends on, number one, how consistent you are, the content you're putting out there, the research time you're putting in, because some of you out there are just, again, spamming your product and you haven't even found the market to actually share what you're offering. So here's a tip for you. If you go out there and find the need, then find the product to match the need, your results can be far faster than the average blog. That's the best that I can probably tell you. But for me to pinpoint and tell you, well, in 3 months you'll be doing good, in 6 months you'll be doing, in 5 years you'll be good. No, I've been lying to you.
Right.
But you have to be willing to be, number one, committed to the process and consistent with the process.
Right.
And trust me, if you're priming the pump, you will be rewarded. It is those who just hit and quit are the ones who never make it.
Never ever make it. It's so true. It was something that you said that just sparked And
she's having one of those moments. Oh boy. Oh.
yeah, it just sparked the idea in my head. And it was, just in reference to that whole process. And for some reason, it left. I guess when we continue to talk,
you'll catch it on the next video. So I think we've shared quite a bit with you. Once again, we don't want to overwhelm you with information.
Yes.
And I think my last closing comment is,
I have one too.
Please, whatever you've gotten from this video, put it into action now before you go and sit down and watch another video or learn another thing. That way you won't be overwhelmed.
Yes, absolutely. Along with all the tools that we've shared that you need to be a successful online marketer, along with the blogging, we highly recommend that you join a marketing community. A community of marketers just like you that will give you support, that will give you what you need when those days seem hard, when those days seem like it's impossible. We all go through it. But what made it easier for us is that we had a community that we can reach out to. We had people to talk to. Also, get a mentor, someone that can mentor you, someone that is in the position that you want to be in.
If you can't afford one, follow one.
Absolutely. There's many people out there that you can follow that are giving value each and every day that can be your support. Now, we belong to a phenomenal community called My Lead System Pro.
MLSP.
Where we get the training, we have our blogs, we have mentors, we have friends, and we get the support that we need. If you want to know more about how you can join that community, join forces with us, run with us, leave a comment below. You can also give us a call, right?
718-564-3212.
Right? And we will guide you through the process. If you decide to come on board with us, we'll give you a free 30-minute consultation, help you get your system set up, get you going.
Get you up and running.
All right. So we just leave you with take action, and we will see you next week.
And if we don't see you again, have a great holiday, whatever you celebrate.
Yes.
See you on the next video.
Yes, on our next Mastermind.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Have a wonderful afternoon.